judge in just a moment, but we're going to get to the exhibitors. We're going to introduce the second place participants first. They're going to go right through the ring and out to the holding pen, so make sure out that way you guys are ready. They're going to be staging them out there, and then we'll introduce you to the first place participants. From class 1701, second place, from Erie, Colorado, Jake Wagner. From class 1702, second place, from Roggen, Colorado, Sarah Cooksey. From class 1703, second place, from Calhoun, Colorado, Kelly Kirchhoff. From class 1704, from Los Alamos, Colorado, Paige Ridley. From class 1705, from Pueblo, Colorado, Bryson Palumbo. And Fenton. From class 1706, second place, from Longhorn, Colorado, Emma Quiglin. From class 1707, from Jersey, Colorado, Kendall Reichenstein. From class 1708, from Eden, Colorado, second place was Alyssa DePorter. From class 1709, from Holyoke, Colorado, second place, Kaylee Camblin. And for the final class, class 1710, second place, from Hudson, Colorado, Cody Bumgardner. Now it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you our first place participants for this year's title of Colorado State Fair Grand Champion Market B. From class 1701, from Alamosa, Colorado, Chad Jackson, the weight of the animal, 1,203 pounds. From class 1702, first place, from Erie, Colorado, the weight of the animal, 1,139, Brian Laredo. From class 1703, first place, from Payton, Colorado, the weight of the animal, 1,216 pounds, Sierra Churchill. From class 1704, first place in that class, from Eden, Colorado, the weight of the animal, 1,242 pounds, Bo Nightower. From class 1705, from Erie, Colorado, the weight of the animal, 1,287 pounds, Jake Wagner. From class 1706, first place, from Roggen, Colorado, the weight of the animal, 1,311 pounds, Cody Huwa. From class 1707, first place, from Eden, Colorado, Colton Lynn. The weight of the animal, 1,335. From class 1708, the weight of the animal, 1,337 pounds, from Yuma, Colorado, Chase Block. From class 1709, the weight of the animal, 1,404 pounds, first place was from Ray, Colorado, Kobe Buck. And from class 1710, first place from Yuma, Colorado, Jenner Block. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you the Grand Champion Market Drive Selection for this year's Colorado State Fair. Now I'd like to introduce you to our judge. He's from Brenham, Texas. He's an instructor and livestock judging team coach at Blinn College. He graduated from Texas A&M in 2005 and his master's at Kansas State University in animal breeding and genetics. His family owned and operated a small herd of Simmental influence cattle with his wife and 2 kids. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together for Mr. Brandon Callis. Brandon Callis. University's College of Agriculture, also a belt buckle sponsored by the Colorado Livestock Association, and a trophy by the Colorado Livestock Association, a banner by the Colorado State Fair, and an award by ADM Alliance Nutrition Incorporated, and they'll also receive a quart of Lubricent. Once again, don't forget Barker Photography is the official photographer of the Colorado State Fair since 1998. They're taking action shots of the ring. They've been doing that all day. And you can view those pictures online and purchase them online at barkerphotography.com. They've also got and taking orders for sale photo cars at their camper across from the feed barn, but only the first 36 customers can be guaranteed delivery. The cars are passed out on sale day, so don't forget, Marco Photography. Appreciate Dave and everybody at Partners for being here since 1998.
We'd also like to take this time to thank our ring stewards as well. Lisa and Lori Reed, thank you from Brighton, Colorado. Thank you, ladies. Did a great job all day. We also want to thank our superintendents. Can't forget about Kenny Burns and Mick Livingston. Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure working with you again this year. You've done a great job. And, of course, the ladies in purple, the purple people eaters. The entire livestock office staff and GD offices, thank you. Ladies, you've done a great job again. My hat's off to you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Don't want to miss Jared Samber too, guys. And now let's go down to our judge, Brandon Callis from Brenham, Texas.
Yes, first of all,
I'm not as eloquent as a goat judge on the mic, so don't be expecting a lot of big words here. We're going to keep it short and brief. I've never been really good at these speeches, but let's give these kids a big round of applause. Done a heck of a job out here. I think an incredible show. I think from the starting off with the market heifers here today, and as we got here, and it got really deep and then stayed good, I think throughout this entire show. If you just bear with me just briefly, we'll say a few short comments about them and then keep them rolling. Red market heifer here again, one that really resembles a lot of things we like to see in market cattle. I think one that had a great body shape to her. She looks like the finished product, but yet there's still a look to her. I think she's still balanced, fits together fairly well. A nice kind of a heifer. Give her a shade more bone maybe, but a good female. Another very practical use for a steer that came out of our first steer class. I think one you like on the move as well. He's pretty good in his head and neck. Maybe give him just a touch more top shape in terms of just being ultra competitive here in our Grand Drive, but a nice kind of a calf. Really neat one to look at that the young lady has here. Lots of length and extension, very level. Maybe one that maybe doesn't have quite as much power as you compare him to the next set of cattle that we get right ahead of her, but a nice steer. And then the steer that comes next, this is when the heat really started coming. And the young man in the yellow shirt there, that one's neat to look at. I really like the things that this one puts together. You talk about maybe one of the more structurally correct cattle that we have out here. Extremely balanced there as well. You get him behind him, you're pleased. A nice kind of a steer. You wonder maybe, is there enough show calf there, enough punch there to maybe rival some other ones in this lineup? I'll let you make the call on that, but that's still one that puts a lot of really neat things together. Got a nice look to him there as well. Really attractive steer that came out of the next class. I think one of the longer side and longer body steers. He's dead level down his top line. You like the way his head and neck fits on his shoulder there as well. And still one of the ones that gets around and goes fairly well there at the ground. Maybe just a touch more upright in his knee and shoulder. Get in behind him. You like to maybe power him up just a shade more there in terms of his quarter, but a nice calf. Big steer that comes here next, just a powerhouse. I think one really got a lot of skeletal width to this calf. Just really has an awesome fat steer look about him. These squares, hip and pin that we have out here. He's got a huge back in him there as well. I think what's impressive about the calf, for as powerful as he's built, he still handles it well in terms of structure. He's got some flex and give at the ground. I think for some people, they like to clean him up and make him neater up front, but I tell those people you can't have what he has from the shoulder back and still be that little up front. A nice kind of a steer. Calf that came out of our next class, again, I think one that handled that class fairly handily. Fresh, he's still fresh out here. Really neat and clean in his look. Again, one of the more attractive steers that we have out here. He's blessed with a little more hair, coat maybe than some others, and so that helps him in terms of his bone and foot. Really a stout one, gets out and goes very well. You like this one on the move, almost even better than he stands. I think the only call you have to make with that calf, at least for me and my personal preference, is he stout enough, to say he runs away with the show? And to me, that's what I debate on him. One that's definitely out here in the hunt and contention. Hadn't made my mind up quite yet, but that one still puts a lot of really neat things together. White-chested steer we have here next. Another practical good steer. I think one that's very correct in the way he's built. Little frailer bone, just maybe not the same kind of look and presence about him in steers we had prior to him. Another attractive steer here that comes out of one of our heavier classes. To be as heavy as he is, he's managing himself fairly well in terms of freshness. Give him just a touch more muscle shape. And then the big guy that comes out of our final class, just a good, honest, fat steer. I think one that's obviously been fed well. He's converted things well. Maybe just doesn't have the look and neatness maybe we find in some of these other cattle out here. Really tough decision for me. And those that know me and know I'm pretty fundamental. I'm one of those... I like fat cattle to be fat cattle, and I like them to be stout, but you still got to handle it in the right kind of structure and skeleton. And again, these are show steers. We got them on halter, so they got to have some look and presence about them here. I think there's several of them out here you can go and pick and choose. Somebody asked me earlier today, don't mess up, you better get the right one. May not get the right one in your mind, but I get the one I like. And that's how I sleep at night. I'm going to sleep real well. There's two of them in my mind that kind of separate themselves out here amongst the crowd. They're two totally different in their kind, but if you know my kind, you probably know which one I'm going to lean towards. But let's give these kids a big round of applause. I'll find your champion.
Once again, our judge from Brenham, Texas, Brandon Kellis. He doesn't waste any time. Out of class 1706, your grand champion market beef is from Roggen, Colorado. The weight of the animal, 1,311 pounds, Cody Hua. That will move Emma Vicklin from Longmont into contention, our second place animal. The weight of the animal, 1,310 pounds. Will return to the ring for consideration for reserve grand champion. Once again, the grand champion market beef will receive a traveling trophy sponsored by Colorado State University's College of Agriculture, a belt buckle sponsored by Colorado Livestock Association, and a trophy sponsored by the Colorado Livestock Association as well, and a banner by the Colorado State Fair, an award by the ADM Alliance Nutrition Incorporated. Reserve Grand Champion will receive a belt buckle sponsored by, also they'll get a quart of lubricant, both the Grand and Reserve. Reserve will also receive a belt buckle by Showtimes Magazine, a trophy by Colorado Cattlemen's Association, a banner by Colorado State Fair, an award by ADM Alliance Nutrition Incorporated, and a quart of lubricant. And back to our judge, Brandon Callis.
Just another brief comment about the one we lead back into the ring. That was one outstanding class that these two came out of, and one that, again, on the standstill, you may not make them much better than that one. Just really neat, really muscular, fits things together. It's just one unfortunate circumstance. He isn't handling his structure like maybe you'd like him to, and if he would, maybe things turn out a little different for him. And again, sorry about the luck there, but a nice kind of a steer. I think the other calf you got to keep up here, and again, you're going to pick your favorites and your types and kinds, and that's fine by me. But the calf here out of our next class young man has here, he'll be going to go.
And your reserve grand champion comes out in class 1707. It goes to Eaton, Colorado's Colton Lind. The weight of the animal, 1,335 pounds. Congratulations, all our exhibitors. Put your hands together once again, Judge Brandon Callis, and also our participants. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m., Market Hog Show. Davis Wire Arena. Hope you'll join us. Thanks to everybody listening online and watching as well. We appreciate you joining us.